some of you, certainly some of you listeners in Oklahoma, may have heard news last week about Kirk Humphreys and him being forced out of the University of Oklahoma Board of Regents. Just to give you a little bit of background about Mr. Humphreys, he and his wife, Diana, or Dana, I guess her name is, they've been married for 45 years. They have 3 children, 14 grandchildren. So he's a family man, comes from a large family. Humphreys graduated from the University of Oklahoma in 1972, and he went on to build a successful business with his brothers. After a couple of decades, he got into politics. He was elected twice as Oklahoma City mayor, serving from 1998 to the early 2000s. And again, some of you Oklahomans will be familiar with some of these projects under his leadership, Humphreys. The city completed the historic MAPS project, or the Metropolitan Area Projects Plan, and that dramatically revitalized the downtown area of Oklahoma City. It used to be, I grew up there, it used to be, well, there's nothing to go downtown about. Now it's a thriving area with a lot of new industries moving in. A lot of it had to do with Mr. Humphreys. He also proposed a second program called Maps for Kids. This was a $690 million initiative to improve the schools across Oklahoma City. That plan was approved in 2001, and here again, it included all kinds of plans and work to repair 100 schools throughout the city, Oklahoma City, building up elementary schools, new gymnasiums. Throughout his life, he's served on numerous public school boards. From 1987 to 1995, Mr. Humphreys served on the Putnam City School Board. And today he sits on the John Rex Charter Elementary School Board. And in 2012, more recently, he was appointed to the University of Oklahoma Board of Regents, where he has served for a number of years and is now serving, or at least he was until just recently. You see, Humphreys is committed to traditional values. He believes in the sanctity of marriage. He has a strict originalist interpretation of the Constitution. So he's a conservative, you would say, a religious conservative. And 2.5 weeks ago, he was on a local political talk show in Oklahoma City. I think it was named Flashpoint. I've seen it a few times back when I lived in Oklahoma. But it's basically you have a moderator, and then you've got a conservative on one side, and then you've got the progressive or the liberal on the other side, and they kind of hash it out. I guess some would say argue. But here's a short exchange between Mr. Humphreys and his liberal counterpart. Clip 1.
All I'm saying is there's a right and a wrong. And
I don't think that homosexuality is wrong.
Well, I do.
He's saying, all I'm saying, he says there is a right and there is a wrong. She had said something to that effect earlier, and he said, okay. And it was a little bit awkward, I guess, here and there as he tried to make his point. But it boiled down to this. This was the point of controversy. All I'm saying is that there is a right and there is a wrong. And then she says, as you heard there, right, I don't think homosexuality is wrong. And he said, well, I do. I do. And that one little statement, that's what outraged the homosexual community